I grew up in conservative churches. I mean, they were conservative back then, even if maybe some of them wouldn't be conservative today. Everything was a sin, and there was always somebody to point out your sin to you. I remember one older woman with really short hair walking past a man in the church building with long hair. And she said, "The Bible says it's a shame for a man to have long hair." Now, if Paul's admonition about this means a man shouldn't have long hair, then a woman shouldn't have short hair, which she did. But she couldn't see that, I reckon. Then there was the preacher who wouldn't celebrate Christmas. We kept him only for 1 year. And that Christmas that he was there, somebody sent the church a $1,000 check and a poinsettia plant. The preacher said the plant couldn't stay in the main auditorium where we worshiped. He didn't want people to see it because it was a Christmas flower. Now, the $1,000 check was a Christmas gift, but that was okay. We could keep that and spend the money. This is the same preacher who he was with his grown son, and they stopped to get some candy somewhere, and it had alcohol in it, and he popped one in his mouth, and I guess it was caramel or something sticky. And so he was trying, as he was chewing it, to tell his grown son, "Don't eat that, it's got alcohol in it." Anyway, they preached that the money we used had to be from free will offerings on Sunday. No bake sales, no yard sales, nothing to make money. It was just us giving money on Sunday. But the church owned a house, and they were renting it out to make money. And when my family found out, after we'd been there for a while, we heard about it, and we found out, and we questioned them about it because of what the Bible says and what they taught. So they sold the house so as not to be renting it out anymore. But one day we were outside the church building. There were some of us out there, and we were talking. And one of the older women said, "Shh, be quiet. Mary and her girls are here." Mary was my mother. "So, you don't want to tell us anything because if something's wrong, we'll point it out. Or if they're doing something hypocritical, we point it out." Anyway, I'm sure there's more I could share, but I can't think of them right now. Oh, no, there's one more. This one turned out well for me. Somebody thought my dress was too short. This is back in the days when girls wore mini skirts and mini dresses all the time. And one woman mentioned to another woman that my dress was too short. She was trying to get the other woman to agree so that, I would I would accept the condemnation, I guess. But you know what the other woman said? She said, "Well, I wouldn't wear anything that short, but I'm old." And that made me so happy. Anyway, several years ago, I wrote a poem called Miss Pharisee, and I'm going to share that today. "Your hair is too short, and your blouse is too low. You shouldn't wear pants to this service, you know. I think that I noticed as we bowed to pray, your head was not lowered in quite the right way. And hey, did you sing the last verse of that song? Thought that you didn't, but I could be wrong. I think that the preacher was talking to you. He mentioned some sins that I know that you do. And oh, did you notice that Sue is not here? She claims to be sick, but she's lying, I fear. Did you hear the latest on Allison Nunn? She went to the beach and lay out in the sun. Would you look at that, how she's staring at Jean? His wife should take notice, you know what I mean? Oh, no, I can't visit old Sister Marie. The smell in her house is too pungent for me. I mean, you'd think she would clean it with guests coming by. I can't understand it. God knows that I try. I tolerate others and try to forgive, but it is disgraceful how some Christians live. Well, dear, I must go now and open the bar. You know how impatient my customers are. I don't understand what they see in the drink. Someday God will punish them sorely, I think. I've just enough time to play lottery star and get my new tattoo right next to the bar. Now pin up the hem on this skirt. That's just right. I'll let it down easy for service tonight. If only more Christians would do what is right, they'd join me in heaven and sharing my light. But Jesus said only the good will get through. I'm glad that I'm going. Too bad about you. Thank you all. Bye.